That's why the Dow didn't finish 1,400 points down. That's why the Nasdaq didn't finish 1,000 points down. Like, the Nasdaq finished 409 points down. The Nasdaq, when I woke up this morning, was down 1,000 points. Down 1,000 points. I've never seen the Nasdaq down 1,000 points. I thought that shit was absurd.
You're saying you're lucky we have a strong society of buyers.
You're like lucky you're in American equities, because if you were in any other stock market, oh my God, like you would have lost your life today. Any other stock market in the world, you would have lost your life.
I done started from the small grind, turned it up major. I remember all the hard times, that's what made me greater. Done departed from the haters, got no time, see you later. Always finish what I started, that's what I call major. No, I'm major.
Let's save together. Episode 12.
Getting clipped. The market is at some historical times right now. We got some drinks up for today, man, because we need it. Sure, some of you guys need it out there too.
Like I'm sure some of y'all need a shot today.
Today was crazy.
Got
dog.
the Casamigos here today.
Yeah, today was nuts, man. CNBC, of course, always gonna give us the details of what happened, man. The Magnificent Seven lost $1 trillion in a week. Nasdaq, worst day since March 2020. The worst 3 days, down 11%. Semiconductor ETF, worst 3-day session.
Nasdaq goes down 1,000 points intraday for the first time ever. The Dow Jones closes down over 1,000 points down. the S&P was down an even 3% down. I'm like, Jesus.
And the whole market lost 1.9 trillion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, since we started the podcast, I've been telling everybody, like, look, that end of July, August, September gets pretty weird.
Definitely.
And, you know, some of the biggest traders in the world will start taking losses if you're not positioned correctly, which, you know, it happens to the best of us.
It happened to me today.
You know,
I mean, I should have listened, but I'm glad I sold out last week a little bit of the L's, like NVDY, TSLL, and last night.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. You listen.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for that. Because even today I woke up around like midnight and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm getting rid of all the TSLL. Like, screw it. Like, I'll take the loss because I just have a feeling like it's going to get demolished. And, you know, sometimes you got to cut your losses where you're at and just be thankful that you didn't get everything wiped out. And
well, I mean, you did buy NVDO when it was 36 and change.
Oh, yeah, I bought 100 shares today.
We were on the phone and stuff, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, this is not the time you want to sell out.
Yeah.
This is the time you want to nibble a bit. So you went in there, you bought 100 shares.
Yep.
Then you sold 50 shares at the 42 mark, and then it finished off closer to 44. So, I mean, you made a couple dollars, you repositioned, and, you know, you got some solid buying power. You still got like 15, 16K in buying power? So.
Yeah. Now, honestly, I just had to learn to hold cash. Like, being such a person like that has a long-term vision, holding things isn't really the best sometimes. Like, even people, Warren Buffett,
not until August. Not in August.
Warren Buffett has the most cash he ever had.
I mean, he unloaded half his Apple stake. I mean, when you see Warren Buffett unloading, like, you gotta wake the F up, right? As they say, like, you gotta wake up a little bit though. Like, you gotta kind of like chill out. We kind of banged them out on futures today, so that kind of made us feel a little better.
They made over $8 grand today on
futures.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
pity packing back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the best action in trading some ping pong action.
Yeah.
Any of the traders that trade futures will tell you sometimes ping pong action. When the VIX is high, the VIX went over 50 today, and then it got around 51, and then it crashed out. So, like, the VIX was up over 100% at one point.
When's the last time you seen it like that?
Last time I seen
Maybe
it, COVID.
2020, yeah.
Yeah, like COVID time was the last time I've seen the VIX that high, which is I'm happy we had an episode on the VIX because, you know, people needed to understand why I was talking about it, and today was a prime example because the VIX just ripped up.
And how the market was so down, then just like you said, as easy as it goes down, it's as easy as it could come up when the VIX is high.
Yeah, I mean, no. A lot of analysts was on CNBC today. Tom Lee was there this morning like, hey, this is a buying opportunity. Jeremy Siegel was on there this morning, the professor from Wharton. He's like, it's a buying opportunity. Said the Fed's late on cutting rates, you know, which they usually are late to the party, as people say. Like, it's like a saying, they're late to the party.
Yeah.
But, you know, nonetheless, it is August. You know, telling everybody, like, look, August, always, you got to get your seatbelts ready. Because it's literally like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Now, don't be shocked if at some point today, at some point during the week, like, you see a spike up.
Yeah.
Like you see a spike
I
up.
think earnings
And-
still got to play out to kind of even see where it's going to go.
Yeah,
Because there still is some big names.
Earnings is going to be rough. You know, I would be scared of playing earnings this week, but at the same time, you know, a good company is a good company, but it doesn't necessarily mean because they have a good earnings report that it's going to go up. So that's not always the case.
Yep.
Because in some instances, you know, you have a good earnings report and it still gets slapped down, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, just be careful out there. If you're in the YieldMax,
I'm just about to. I was waiting for you. I was just about to bring that up.
Like if you know YieldMax does cover call strategies. So, you know, a lot of them were like pretty messed up this morning, pretty banged up, but
and recovered.
They slowly recovered going towards the
because they're selling the calls, so they're collecting that premium.
Oh yeah, like they're definitely gonna make their money. Just like I said, YieldMax is one of the most interesting and uniquely designed income option strategies that I've ever seen in my life. Like I've been studying numbers and finance for a long time, and I've never seen anything like YieldMax. It's truly a one of a kind company.
Yeah, I mean, I think even like some people in the Discord just about, and even like on Reddit, I read like the NAV erosion. You know, they recovered most of that today, and this was like the real test of them going down.
Value, I mean, it's gonna happen. It happens
Regardless.
every time a distribution happens, right?
Yep.
Like the net asset
about to
value
happen
of the
this
fund like goes down. It's just it happens. Make a long story short, you have to know why you're in the income option strategy ETFs, and it's to provide you an income. So it's like if it's providing you a stable income every month, and you like your income, you can do two things. You can take your income and distribute it somewhere else, withdraw it, or you can just reinvest it, get more of a share count, and get a higher dividend payment.
Yeah. Maybe it's like buying a house a little bit. Not exact same, but you put some money up and you're kind of getting paid monthly.
Yeah.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Not very much. But
I mean, you're comparing the real estate, but more of the story is it provides you income.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve's over here selling houses to people. And, you know, Casamigos, man, because, wow, the market was
I mean,
really,
man,
really out
I
there
was
today.
down, and I'm sure so many other people were, and just trying to navigate your emotions to that, to not, like, hey, if I didn't use margin, I wouldn't have sold shit today. I wouldn't have sold
look at
anything.
Big T and look at Steele. They were in the Discord like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, guys, you have to start stacking your cash. You know, the distribution's coming.
Steele bought 230 shares of MSTY today. I'm like, damn, that's a smart guy.
it's a beautiful time to buy.
That's a
Today
smart
was
guy.
a beautiful time to purchase.
Yep.
Today's a beautiful. Anytime you see these big red days, you know what I mean? You got to open the wallet up.
Today
even
told
if you
me-
nibble a little
Yep.
bit. Like nothing too crazy, just, you know, something to get that average cost down. And
I told
keep
John
things
Trell,
moving.
some other people that like haven't really been investing, like, yo, this is a good time to nibble today. And I learned the lesson of it's time to keep a cash pile, not just want to hold. So
I mean,
that's what I
last
learned
week
off the dip today.
I mean, last week I was telling you, I'm like, yo, these L's can go under 40. You like, for real? I'm like, yo. I'm telling you, bro. The NVDY could go under 40. It literally checked under 40. I know you was losing your mind going 38. It went 39, 38, 37, 36 and change. And then you like, do I buy? And I'm just like, bro, if any time is to buy, today was the day to buy.
Honestly, like, I thought I would have been like going crazy. I was like, yo, like, I seen someone in the street that like really was less fortunate. I'm like, dude, yeah, I'm down a bunch of money, but like I'm really not that bad. Like I'm still in a great position. Like God is like still blessed me and you know is leading me in a good direction. Regardless if you know I might have had a little bit of greed that
I mean,
got me
futures made us
caught
feel a
up.
little better.
Futures, and hey, I never really traded futures like how we did today. Boom, like yo, buy it here. 38,900.
Oh,
right.
no, we was ping-ponging the hell out of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
cumulative, I think, between both of us, it was like 16, 17. 'Cause
Yeah.
I did 45, you did like 80-something.
Actually, then the other account
30-something.
did 3.
Yeah,
we had
so-
2 accounts.
Yeah,
so,
so
we
that's
really
12,
did like
yeah, like
close to
16,
12.
5,
Yeah.
17. Yeah, 17 total.
So
no.
try to find some positive in some other ways
trying to
of
find
life
some positive.
when other things go like shit, you know, whether
the
it's
market is
with
getting
more
clipped.
money in the market or maybe it's just something in your life. Like, yo, I'm blessed that, you know, Jesus woke me up today. I'm blessed that I got my family. I got my health, like something in life, you know.
Yeah, something to make yourself feel better about.
We got to
all
trick
those
our brains
beatings.
sometimes.
All those beatings today in the market. Everybody was getting beat. Like I seen every trader I knew holding long-term positions getting massacred, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I seen some people on Instagram too, some big dogs. Like, damn, they really got clipped. But that's what makes it. That's what makes you or breaks you. Like,
like I tell
look
people,
at every lesson as a blessing.
August,
Number
man.
6.
If you didn't learn it this August, you know, at least you know for next August, like, hey, when August comes around, it gets a little tricky. And usually it's like mid-August, but I was kind of feeling early August this time because it's just how the end of the end of last week went that
was gone.
August 1st. As soon as it hit August 1st, it got clipped.
Yeah.
August 1st, August 2nd, August 5th. Clip. So I'm just like, a lot of people didn't see it, but it's just like, hey, like you don't want to try to time these things, but at the end of July, you gotta start taking some profit and like slowing down just a little bit.
So the guidance for us would be like, even for us, and probably if anybody is listening to this and you're looking at the trillions of dollars wipeout today, like, hey, maybe it's a time to just sit in some cash, kind of see how things play out. Don't really get too aggressive. Maybe nibble a little bit in some positions you like. Unless you're feeling froggy, go and leave.
If you're not in any positions, this is prime time to purchase.
You could be a legendary. This is when you started, right?
If you haven't bought YieldMax at all, or you haven't invested, this is literally prime time.
Yeah,
like everyone's scared. The margin calls are flying off. People's margin buffers are getting ate up. Joe. I mean, literally. It's like the margin monster out
I was
there.
at a 1% margin buffer today. After I sold out and repositioned, I was at 1% at like 8, or actually right when the market opened. I'm like, whoa. That's when like I kind of...
It's like your first time ever that low, right?
Ever that low. Right? And I'm like, dang, like I feel like, I believe I got a badge today going through that and just being like, you know what, it's cool. I'm going to hold firm right here, not selling nothing. And it just, now it's at like 20 grand. So
I mean, like I told the Discord today, like you are in a margin mastery class today. Because if you held through your positions, which you should have.
Unless you really had to sell, like, yeah.
Then I did pretty well.
Honestly, I didn't have a margin call, but I still sold the night before. Just knowing.
How many people got banged out this morning?
Oh my gosh!
It was just like completely like woke up sad and crying and everything else. I mean, it like took a real strong, disciplined person to hold their positions throughout the day today. But
without a doubt, bro.
Man, the week is not over.
Nope.
I mean, the Japanese Nikkei had its worst day since the 1987 market crash.
Damn.
It went down 12%.
That's their stock market, right?
Yeah. I mean, we don't trade that. We don't invest in anything like that.
I'm just asking.
But it's just like
a
notable stat. Like, look, Japan had its worst day since 1987.
That's fucking nuts.
37 years. It's had its worst day today. So, I mean, considering you're an American investor, you got away with a lot today because people all around the world were buying American stocks today. That's why the Dow didn't finish 1,400 points down. That's why the Nasdaq didn't finish 1,000 points down. Like, the Nasdaq finished 409 points down. The Nasdaq, when I woke up this morning, was down 1,000 points. Down 1,000 points. I've never seen the Nasdaq down 1,000 points. I thought that shit was absurd.
You're saying you're lucky we have a strong society of buyers.
You're like lucky you're in American equities, because if you were in any other stock market, my God, like you would have lost your life today. Any other stock market in the world, you would have lost your life.
Yeah, everyone would have been panicking. There's a lot of trained professionals just sitting there like snipers.
There's so many people that bought NVIDIA up today. It was just absurd.
Oh, it was at 91 and went up to 101 in like a couple hours.
Just the amount of buyers that came in to buy NVIDIA was crazy.
I seen blocks for like 25,000.
Yeah.
On the ask. I'm like, dude,
people,
this is getting
people
crazy.
Were buying it up because honestly, when stocks are going down, right, you want to buy them up. But when the market is crashing out, this is like prime time to open your wallet. Like if you have money or if you want to start a new position, like you want to start a new business, recessions, and big sell-offs like this is the exact time you want to do it. There's no better time.
Because hey, all you're gonna do is if it goes even lower than where it's at now, then hey, guess what? Everybody else is probably in just a bad, if more so, worse position than you're gonna be in. Great time to buy.
I mean, it was pretty crazy. I thought it was absurd. I'm just like, wow.
And then even Robinhood was just like NVIDIA. Robinhood was down like close to 20%, went up 10%. I had to sell out a little bit of them shares too, but I still believe them long term, man. I got a bunch of papers in front of me. I did my homework on Robinhood, man. It's
all right. So let's jump into Robinhood because you've been wanting to talk about Robinhood for a while. Let's keep it official. Like Robinhood is the platform for millennials. All right. We are going into times where companies like Charles Schwab and TD Ameritrade and E-Trade and stuff like that, they have a lot of boomers and they have a lot of Gen
actually
Z?
there's more millennials on Robinhood, then Fidelity, Charles Schwab,
Of course,
E-Trade,
of course.
and Vanguard combined.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting stat.
Combined. So that's like,
I mean,
the average age of someone on Robinhood is 34 compared to 59. Just like you said, it's like the young youth, and they're well positioned to, like, you know, the great wealth transfer that they say is coming. Like, hey,
I mean, yo,
that's coming to a lot of millennials.
Anybody that
So-
trades on Robinhood knows it's extremely easy to trade options,
Yep.
to buy and sell stocks. Everything's instantaneously, and you don't have to do all those silly things that you do on Fidelity or Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade. Buy to open, sell to close, buy market order, buy limit order.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do any
The
of that stuff.
accessibility is
The
unmatched.
accessibility on Robinhood is unmatched. The easiest way to learn how to buy and sell stocks would be Robinhood, which is why everyone our age is like Robinhood, 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 because everything's easy. A lot of the big companies like to be like, oh, Robinhood is gamifying the stock market. It's gamification, and it's not gamification. It's just their app is better than yours.
And they
You
also
don't-
know that's
you don't
also
know
a
how to
threat.
do it. You don't know how to
Yeah.
change your app. Like, if you look at all the big brokerage houses, their platforms suck.
Literally.
Like, flat out suck.
They all went down today, too, if you didn't see.
Like, the platforms suck.
They all actually were down at one point today, and it said a lot of names, and you know who wasn't on there? Robinhood.
Yeah, Robinhood. Everybody was having problems liquidating today on all the big major brokerage houses. Robinhood, no issue, because Robinhood kind of learned a lot during the GameStop fiasco.
And it's crazy.
Remember when they disabled the buy button?
Yep.
It was just
like a whole thing.
Like, ever since then, people. Like, Vlad kind of knows, the CEO, Vlad knows that he can't do stuff like that, because then people are going to leave the
Yeah.
leave
he
the
already had to
platform
go
in
through
masses.
that. He had an interview. He was talking with someone, and he said this this was so interesting what he said, that he took himself through scenarios as if his company was going under and people were going to have to come into the company and restore him. And he said, well, what would I do if this happened to me? And he said, I think that is one of the best things I could have did, because people go through their life and they make decisions, and then they hold on to them decisions because they don't want to contradict older versions of themselves. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, like that's
hey.
such, and then, like you said, the 2021 GameStop fiasco was like, not a lot of firms have been through something very much like that, if at all.
I mean,
So,
because
like,
what happened essentially
crazy.
with Robinhood that time.
They're trained for this.
What happened with Robinhood that time is that they were lending margin to buy GameStop. So it was going berserk. And then Citadel was like, cut the tape, cut it. That's it, no more. So, and then remember, like, the guy who was in on the other side of the trade, the other hedge fund that was in on the other side of the trade, he was ran by Citadel.
Yep.
Like, Citadel was an investor into his hedge fund. So, you know, they kind of pulled the plug on that. But now GameStop you can't get margin on GameStop.
100%.
It's 100% cash, 100% margin requirement. You got to put up your own cash when you want to play, which is cool, because now, like, they can't stop it. Like, let's say if it was another GameStop, they probably
wouldn't care.
Yeah, like, they wouldn't care, and they couldn't stop it.
And there's so many people that still try to hold on to that, and I don't think they realize that Robinhood, yes, did make a large amount of their, revenue from trading, but they're slowly but surely turning into like a financial platform institution.
No, I
in
mean,
front of people's eyes.
I mean, they are a financial institution.
They are, but you know what I mean.
But
like, people don't
like
look at them like how they look at Charles Schwab.
Like, they're going into like the big leagues now.
Yeah.
They're becoming a big time brokerage house.
Yep.
Like,
are. You are right, but
Yeah.
the public perception is like they're not like how you would look at Wells Fargo or
No,
Charles Schwab
I
or something.
mean, you right? Like, I say this all the time. Like Robinhood's gonna turn into like a baby Bank of America, a baby Fidelity. But truth
Literally.
be told, like, millennials like Robinhood more than any other platform. So
Yep.
it doesn't even, like, we don't even care about Charles Schwab. When's the last time you heard me say, hey, let me go into my Charles Schwab account?
Yeah, never. And
Like,
I've
that's
seen some
like-
commercials with them trying to like do things like Robinhood. It'll never be the same though.
No,
Like, it won't be
It just
the
can't.
exact.
I mean, Robinhood is like very unique, and it's a once in a lifetime company, and I mean, they completely made like trading and investing and options and stocks and everything. It made it completely easy for you. And now they have so much information that you can read articles.
Oh my gosh, they make that. That's probably the
They
best thing,
cited
guys.
so much stuff now.
Yeah, guys, if you are on Robinhood and you don't take advantage of what you invest in and scrolling down and looking at the articles, there's a lot of places where you go and invest, brokerage, like apps, they don't have that. And just to be like that little bit of access to be like, hey, I'm investing in Tesla, I'm investing in, you know, it might not be articles for every stock, so it's got to kind of be well known, but just having that access to be able to like keep up to date with what you're investing in by, you know, Benzego or you know, maybe CNBC, whoever, you know, it's a big deal. So you're in the know of what you're investing in.
I mean, you have to look at it like this, right? Robinhood is the reason why the financial industry has commission-free trading.
True, the first, yeah.
Because when I was in college and I was buying and selling stocks and I was using Fidelity, I had to pay $7 just to buy a stock. Didn't matter if I was buying one stock or 100 stocks. I had to pay $7, $8 a trade.
Damn.
And like we would have to pay for options too. We would have to pay the $7, $8 a trade plus like 10, 15 cents per contract. So like you had to pay for all this. So like the new millennials that are buying in Robinhood, they really don't understand how it was back in the day.
I didn't even understand that.
I mean, back in the day, they would charge you $7, $8 just to buy a stock. So if the stock was $30, then it would cost you $37 to get
Their
it.
name is literally Robin because they came in and saved the poor.
Yeah, literally.
I get it.
Yeah. No, I mean, Robinhood is the reason the financial industry has
that's crazy.
like commission-free trading, because once they started noticing that Robinhood was stealing market share, then everybody started lowering the commissions, and then a lot of big brokerage houses like, oh, free trading.
Yeah, like fuck it.
So now they just get paid off the order flow, right?
Yeah, actually, I broke it down actually how they make their money because I'm sure people would like want to know. You know, they're investing users uninvested cash at higher interest rates. That's why you could keep your money in there. They'll give you 5% a year. I think it's 4 or 5% on your money every
5%.
year. You get the interest on the margin loans for people like me. You know, and that's their largest revenue source. That was last year.
Yeah, I mean, because
the high interest.
Yo,
rates.
like honestly, Robinhood, like we talk about it all the time. You throw $5K in a Robinhood, you got gold status, you enable that margin, they'll toss you another $5K on top.
Yep.
And they're giving it to you 6.75% a year.
And you go any of these other places, you go to Charles Schwab or Fidelity, and
like they're not gonna lend you as much.
If they do,
and it's expensive.
It's like 10 to 12 to 13%.
Yeah.
So you're almost paying double for the same amount of money when you could just go to
A
Robinhood.
lot of big traders use interactive brokers too. Like interactive brokers has like a pretty good margin rate too. But I mean, for simplification issues, I mean not issues, but for simplification reasons,
yeah,
everyone uses Robinhood because the millennials know Robinhood. We all know Robinhood,
and like they got crypto on there too at ease, which
look at crypto. Crypto crash out now. Crypto's bouncing back already.
Yep.
Bitcoin was down 10% today. Ethereum down 15%.
Crazy.
Shiba Inu just went on the after hours went up 24%. Like crypto was just crashing out.
They earned the spreads on the crypto transactions, and I also found out that I was like, well, they're only in America. They actually, you know, they acquired Bitstamp, that the European crypto company, but they also started a service in Europe, and then coming soon as a brokerage in the UK.
Yeah.
So like they're slowly, once they start, they haven't even got anywhere else yet.
Nah,
they kind of got crypto.
Let's talk about the stock. The stock is completely undervalued.
Without a doubt.
Like Robinhood stock is going to be a stock that's probably $70, $80 a share one day. Maybe 5 years down the road.
It IPO'd at 38. That's $15, $16 right now.
I mean, it's at 15, $16. It'll be no time before it gets to 20. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the year it's 25, 30.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, like
it was
Robinhood,
just there. It was just there last week.
I mean, like Robinhood is going to be a good fun stock. You know, when these big sell-offs occur, it's just time to buy. And then if you're a long-term leap guy, this was your day.
Yeah.
And you're going to have another few days because maybe the next few days is even more of an intense sell-off. The sell-off is not over with.
Nope.
Like, could we see a big bounce back? Yeah, but could we see some more downside here? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember, the market's been hot for so long, and NVIDIA was on fire for God knows how long. Forever, right? Feels like forever, but it was like a good year. So, you know, a lot of these household names are really discounted right now. If you wanted to build positions, this would be a good time. The market's probably going to be range bound all the way to October. When October comes around, probably pick up some pace.
Yeah.
You know, we'll probably have a Santa Claus rally this year. Well, with this, with all this discount, and then plus the rate cut is coming too. So if the Fed has an emergency rate cut meeting because they're scared of what's going on, as soon as you hear the announcement, of an emergency rate cut, just grab your short-term calls. The market's gonna rip.
Yeah.
The market's gonna
We're
rip.
waiting.
I mean, it's gonna spike up immediately.
It might be. Who knows? It
No,
might
I
be
mean,
before September. It
Yeah,
might very well.
Yeah, like I tell you this: if there's an emergency meeting, we're gonna put as much money into short-term calls, or to next Fridays. If it depending what day it happens in the week, it'll probably be next Fridays just to be a little safe. You know, you want to get a little 8, 9, 10 days in there, but bro, like it's gonna jump in a rocket ship.
Yeah.
And not to quote Tom Lee, but said the last Tom Lee and Jeremy Siegel, they both said today on CNBC that the last time the Fed did an emergency rate cut meeting, the markets immediately exploded and responded to the rate cut. So that's just just a bit of free information there for you. As always, I mean, all of it's free, right? So
it's free game, man. We had somebody on TikTok trying to come at us for how haters come all the time, but we did enough research to know like what we're providing and the things we're talking about. We're speaking it from here to here. We're not filtering anything. Well, maybe we shouldn't say that. Maybe we shouldn't say this.
No.
Let's not give them too much of that.
We cite everything.
We say it all like directly what we're thinking.
We cite CNBC, Investopedia, Bloomberg,
everything,
Fox News, like you name it.
And then you can even do your own research
dogs.
and Google. Like we encourage you to do. Number 9, make decisions based on your own beliefs. Like we're always going to say that. And I actually did something because we always talk about Charles Schwab and Robinhood, and I was like, man, like Robinhood's not there, but they're moving in such like the same way as they are. So Schwab, discount brokerage in 1971. Robinhood, like you said, commission-free trading in 2013. Schwab lowered costs for everyday Americans.
Yeah.
Robinhood got the user-friendly app.
Uh-huh.
Schwab pioneered the online trading in the 90s.
Yeah.
Robinhood was the first one with fractional shares and mobile first, like on your phone.
Robinhood is a monster, bro.
Schwab's a full-service financial institution. Robinhood's slowly expanding into that. That's why it's such a great time. The market doesn't see it just yet.
Like
the
when
baby
I started,
boomers, Gen Z.
like they didn't even have a Roth IRA when I first started using Robinhood.
Oh yeah, that's like pretty new.
Yeah, that's pretty new.
Really not that
Yeah,
old.
like that's
within
all,
the past year or two. And
I mean they all focus
there's
on
a
their
bunch of
global
things
expansion. So it's like it's one of those things from acquiring Bitstamp, from about to open the brokerage in the UK.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're like really putting their footprint out there, and people know that gold leaf. People know it.
It's such a great brand,
Yeah. I mean, and I'm telling you, after the GameStop fiasco, like Robinhood has done everything correctly.
They really don't got a lot of debt
And-
either. Like
yeah.
they're holding, sitting in a
No.
bunch of cash. They own the
Because
full.
they're making money.
Yeah,
Because
they're making it.
Because a profitable company.
2019, $300 million in revenue. 2020, $1 billion. 2021, $1.8 billion. 2022, $1.4. 2023, $1.9. Revenue's all it's doing.
Yeah,
It's going
like
up. They
what
had a
you
little
think, yeah.
downturn, but you know.
I mean, they're gonna make
it's
even
up.
more money because now crypto's going again.
Yeah.
So everybody's in and out of crypto. Crypto always doesn't matter what crypto exchange you use. They're gonna have a pretty decent spread on it, and they're gonna make their money.
Yeah. Regardless, I mean, people are gonna buy it. There's other places where people stake it or whatever, but
Yeah, like I'm not really into that. But I tell you this, if there was a time to get into crypto, it would be today.
What else?
If there was a time to get in U.S. equties, it would be today.
I'm gonna break them down.
If it was a time to get long-term leaps, it would be today.
I'm going to break them down while we got some time here so people can know. Their monthly active users in 2019 went from 4.3 million. Then in 2020 was 11.7 million. 2021 was 17 million. 2022, 11 million.
Yeah, they crashed down. Why?
10 million. What? In 2022, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
they crashed down after the GameStop fiasco.
Yeah, after the GameStop fiasco.
So now,
And
now
they
they're building
picked
up the
during
trust.
2020, yep.
Now they're building up the trust again.
Yep.
And people are understanding better, like how to better use margin.
Yep. Assets under custody, 2019, 14 billion. Then 2020, 63 billion. 2021, 98 billion. 2022, 62 billion. 2023, 87 billion. So kind of up. A lot of their things are the same trajectory. They kind of are just starting to make money, like they said here.
I mean,
And
if you're if you got $100 billion in assets and you're making half a point on it, company's making a $500 million on it. I don't know the exact rate.
Yeah.
Like I didn't find that, but like I'll tell you this company is gonna start making a lot of money as they build up their trust, and people are realizing that hey, it's really easy. They're not gonna pull that GameStop bullshit again.
They learn from their lessons.
Yeah, like they learn from their lessons, and then Citadel is keeping their hands out of the pot. You know, they're watching the Reddit and they're watching the
They
meme
all- you
stocks.
know they on it.
Like everyone's like, no, don't do that again. Like, you know, so
Robinhood's earnings, guys. This episode will be out on Tuesday. Robinhood's earnings are Thursday, so probably a good time. You know, if you want to get up in there, play it short term,
like,
will be in the Discord, or play it long, or just buy some shares. But
yeah, like I would probably buy
do
some
your own
shares
research
and then
for
just
sure.
do some long-term leaps. If you want to buy it a little short, like I will go January, and then, you know, if anyone's in the Discord want us to structure something for you short-term, we'll do that too.
hold some cash. Get ready for some more lows
Yeah,
potentially, man.
Lows coming in.